Title insurance, it protects your ownership rights to a property in Washington state. And most buyers don't even think about it until something goes wrong. Ashley, why do buyers misunderstand title insurance?
And yeah, buyers misunderstand title insurance because it's one of the most important protections in the transaction, but it's also one of the least visible. So most buyers confuse it with homeowners insurance, thinking it covers the house itself. It doesn't. It protects their ownership rights to the property from past issues like liens, recording errors, undisclosed errors, or title defects. They're also thrown off because it's a one-time premium paid at closing, not a monthly or annual policy. So since there's no recurring bill, it doesn't stay top of mind.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just a one time thing. Make sure that you're kind of protected from just the purchase. And then that's it, really. Joe, what does the contract say about title insurance and who typically pays?
Great question, Jason. Basically, there's two types of insurance that are most common in the purchase of a home. You're going to have your basic owner's policy, which is usually called ALTA. It's the standard policy that most people go with. What that does is it's going to cover your buyer against forged documents, undisclosed errors, improperly recorded documents. It's not going to do anything with boundary disputes, encroachments, things like that. If there's a reason for it, if you're concerned about that stuff, you have the option to request the seller to buy an extended coverage, or sometimes the buyer will just add on to it and have extended coverage. That's going to also cover things like things that are discoverable by the survey, fence line disputes, all of those things.
Okay, cool. And I bet people don't even know that there's two types, right? So thanks for clarifying that. Chris, when have you seen title actually cause a problem?
Yeah, well, the title can cause a problem, and it's funny because you usually don't find these things out until you go mutual. You do have a preliminary
Nice.
commitment, which you should definitely be looking over. That's going to talk about any old liens, any clouds, any encroachments, adverse possession, things of this nature where there's like maybe unrecorded easements. It can even talk about like divorce and estate complications, delayed releases. So, how these issues get resolved, picking a great title company, which usually pairs with your escrow company. You do have the choice of doing a different title company and escrow, but usually they are hand in hand, same company. It really very important who you choose. And oftentimes, with our sellers, we will get ahead of it with that preliminary commitment and really see if there's anything that needs to be addressed before we even go live. So really important to look over that preliminary title commitment.
Absolutely. Yeah. So lots of fun stuff can pop up on
You wanna call it
title,
fun.
right?
Yeah.
What is the risk if somebody didn't get title insurance? What are some things we've seen pop up in real life?
It's a scary situation right there. Sometimes there might be somebody, a long lost cousin that says that was my dear Aunt Sally's house. I have a claim on it. There could be liens that are against the house that you didn't check that now all of a sudden you're on the hook for, and so you could have a $40,000 mechanics lien, or if an heir disputes the title, you could lose title to the house and you lose all equity and any money you put into it. You walk away with nothing.
Yeah, I've even had like old sewer bills that I've seen, where they put a lien on, they were sending the bill to the wrong address, and all of a sudden there's like this $3,000 on there and they don't even know where it came from. So, yeah, that would transfer right to the new owner. Surprise, surprise. How fun is that? So, yeah, definitely don't skip this step.
There is one other insurance that's often associated with purchasing a home, and that's the lender's policy. And that's a required policy from the lender. It's part of the buyer's closing costs. And what that's going to do is it ensures that the lender goes into first position on the title. And if there's any blemishes or anything that comes up, it ensures the bank against that.
Yeah, and of course the lender's going to want that, right? Because this is they're putting the money towards the home and they need to protect themselves. And so they're going to get that ordered and make sure that they do maintain that first position, which makes sense as they're carrying the notes. This is how it actually works in Washington real estate transactions every day. For more answers just like this, visit the madronagroup.com FAQ, where we break them down, the entire process, step by step. Thanks for watching.